Greetings everyone, and welcome to the final part of Sonic Lost World. And it's pretty much a video consisting of extra things, you know, extra levels, and me telling you about some extra things you can do in this game. So, yeah. Sky Road Zone, ? And to be fair, I'm not a fan of this level right here. I mean, it's just there to collect extra lives, assuming you can survive the chaos, and I just died right there. Way to start the level. Way to start this level right there. Yeah, the main gimmick here is to try and stay alive, because these green platform things will try and kill Sonic. And, yeah. I mean, you gotta keep moving in order to survive. Meanwhile, there are enemies abound. There's this thing again, which is actually trying to hurt Sonic. So, yeah. And there are a bunch of extra lives along the way, so that's nice. And we have all these rings, which mean absolutely nothing, because they don't produce, well, lives if you collect 100 of them. But recently, there was a patch release that actually fixed it. Yeah, that's right. Sega team, Sonic team, or whoever was in charge, listened to all the problems of the fans and decided to implement a patch so that the Sonic experience is more enjoyable, at least for this game. Anyway, this section here pretty much kills me right here because you have to parkour right here, and to be honest, I never made it past this point, so I just took the wing capsule to finish it off once and for all. As I was saying, they recently released a patch so that you can actually, well, among things, collect 100 rings to get an extra life. Thank you. Thank you very much. We could have had it from the beginning, but yeah, having the ability to collect 100 rings to get one extra life, it finally gives the rings purpose again. Thank you. Well, except for the usual protection, but yes, thank you very much. There's this place, the Hidden World. Yeah, the Hidden World's pretty much the, quote-unquote, special world from, well, it's so Mario right here. Basically, you go through the Hidden World after you beat the game, and, yeah, it's just there, really. For this, Rubik's Cube, level right here, we have to take care of these blocks if you want to get some animals. Now, here's the thing. If you want to end this level, you have to let the time run out. I'm not kidding. See? The timer reached 0, and we're done. Basically, this level only exists to farm for animals, if you don't want to go through a circus or go back to a past level to farm for animals. And I would like to point out something that I kind of forgot. Orbot is also present as a possible partner for, well, the circus missions at certain points, so yeah. Anyway, Hidden World Zone 2 is actually my favorite one because, look at this! We are flying the tornado! Tails is with us! This is actually kind of fun, really. Now, what you have to do is get the tornado to the finish line to end the level. Now, of course, the clock is ticking, and if you want to get there a bit faster, you can do a few things. You can hold down the R trigger to make the biplane go a bit faster. There are these these orange rings to a speed boost, and then there are these blue rings with the clock to extend your time. I mean, it's not really that bad. All you have to do is dodge obstacles, walls, make sure you collect rings so that you can stay alive, and yeah. The only thing I don't like, though, is that there's no defense. There's no tornado spinning attack, there are no guns like in Sonic Adventure, so yeah. And I do like this music right here. It's a nice little remix of Believe in Myself, the Sonic Adventure 2 version. And yeah, nice little callback because it's Tails and stuff, so yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it right here. It's a fun level, and just dodge enemies, get to the end, and you're good as gold. And I have to ask, why couldn't there be more of these levels in the actual game proper? I mean, Tails had the tornado all the time. I mean, I understand if this level wasn't in the later games when Tails was captured, but yeah, the later levels, I mean. Sorry, I'm just out of it tonight. Oh yeah, back to that whole patch thing. Okay. Recently, Nintendo or Sega released a patch that made it possible to collect 100 rings for an extra life, but it also had it also added the ability to control Wisp using the analog stick. Not that whole gamepad gimmick right here. Yeah, that's right, folks. This whole tilting your gamepad to control certain Wisp like Eagle or Asteroid and all that stuff, or Bomb even the Bomb. You can control it using the analog stick, and that makes controlling and replaying more important, especially if you're going after those red rings using these Wisps. So, yeah. It proves that they're actually listening to people. Now, sadly though, there is no cutscene player or anything. I mean, it would be nice to actually see all these cutscenes again, but in order to see the cutscenes, you have to either A, play through the game again, or B, look it up online. I mean, I'm sure somebody ripped off all these cutscenes and bada bing, bada bang, there. So yeah. Anyway, here we are, Hidden World 3, pretty much your standard platformer. What we have to do is get Sonic to the end and hit the animal capsule like normal. Now, there are no enemies here, but the obstacles are a bit interesting, as it were. First, we have these green platforms right here that shrink when Sonic stands on them. And they are reminiscent of those planetoids from Super Mario Galaxy. You know, the ones you have to collect the musical notes to get a star. And, of course, there's a black hole in the center. You know, that one. You know, all this talk about Super Mario Galaxy, I kind of want to play it now for some reason. I want to put it in my Wii, play it. Probably do it for my channel shortly. I just need to get some practice in because it's been a while. So, yeah. Alright, let's see what else to talk about. Oh, I've been talking about these capsules, right? Well, you can get capsules for Sonic to use in two ways, I believe. Well, the first way is to, well, turn on your Miiverse and players from all over the world will send you a capsule with items, you know, stuff like Wisp to get a little boost, rings if you need rings in a pinch, the Bomb Wisp, that sort of thing. And you can activate them while you're actually in the level by pressing the suitcase on the gamepad. And frankly, I don't use them that much as I should. In fact, I didn't use them at all during this playthrough. Well, except for the wing capsule. And yes, the wing capsule is a suitcase item as well. But the wing capsule is also, well, it's also an automatic item if you die a certain amount of time. So, yeah. Now, you may have noticed that Omochao was also present in the overworld. And if you talk to Omochao, he'll issue you challenges, as it were. If you complete a certain challenge, like collect 500 rings or charge the spin dash for 2 seconds or something like that, he'll also reward you with some capsule items. So, yeah. Now again, I don't go for the challenges myself because, yeah. Oh, another thing I forgot, the Omochao, if you also complete certain challenges, you are rewarded with RC cars. Now, the RC cars in general, they are, okay. I mean, some have certain attributes like, it'll help Sonic collect rings or it'll make Sonic invincible. Basically, the RCs are like the cursor, the second player cursor from Super Mario Galaxy. Yeah, second player will control the remote device and, yeah, help you out a bit. I mean, it'll give Sonic certain attributes in certain locations, like temporary invincibility at some point, but overall, the remote control capsules are, I would have to say, eh. I mean, I don't really use it in this game as well because it's not really necessary, you know? So yeah. Oh yeah, among the capsules you can get the Thunder Shield, and you can get some of the Elemental Shields again, but they lose their elemental aspect, you know, the things that make them fun. You know, the Thunder Shield, for example, you don't get that extra bounce, like in Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Sonic Generations. I mean, that's what made the Elemental Shields fun, you know? But, yeah, I'm listing a lot of negatives of this game because, well, I mean, like I said in the last part, this game had potential. I mean, if it could have been developed a little bit more, maybe I would have a little bit more fun. But, yeah. Anyway, make sure you have 7,000 animals farmed so that you can access the final level of the game. Yeah, that's right, Hidden World. And for this one, Sonic will be trying to bounce from ball to ball, and as he bounces from ball to ball, well, the ball he was on breaks, and these spike balls will break off, will fly away. Keep this in mind. Oh, and what are these things that are inside this, these bubble ball things? Well, I know there's an official name for them, but I'm gonna call them furry mutant Pac-Man, because that's pretty much what they are. They are small mutant Pac-Man. Yeah. Basically, if you are to accidentally land on one, like a bubble with these things, when you bounce away, the bubble will break and they will actually start following Sonic with that whole waka 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 thing, like this one right here. Now, you can kill them using the spike ball, or you can, well, turn to the other end of, like, a certain sphere right here. They'll just spin around and go the opposite way, ignoring you completely. And, yeah. Now, here's the thing, if you touch the end of the screen, you know, up, down, left, right, you will die. You will die. I mean, regardless if you're just this close to a ball on the right, if you go too far, you die. But thankfully, well, for the most part, the gravity of one of these spheres will grab Sonic and he can land on there safely. Now here comes this thing right here. Oh my goodness. We have giant mutant furry Pac-Man. And what we have to do is we have to actually use the spike balls to hurt it. Now here's the thing. We cannot win just by getting to the end of the level. We have to actually kill this thing. If we get to the end of the level and this thing is still alive, Sonic will die. So keep that in mind. Oh, and there are no checkpoints, and if we die here, we have to do this whole thing all over again. So yeah. Again, you have to make sure you have to get... Oh, see? Look at that, for example. I went too far up, and I died. Alright, let's try this again. Now, in order to actually hurt Giant Mutant Pac-Man, we have to basically shoot the spike balls into its mouth while it's trying to gobble Sonic up. Because, I don't know... Yeah. I don't have anything else to say about this. I mean, it's a giant furry mutant Pac-Man as our final boss, and yeah. Although I do have to say, I do like the Hidden World music. It's kind of funky and groovy, you know? Well, except for Hidden World 2, which is Believe in Myself, like I said earlier. But it has a nice little funky psychedelic thing, and in a way, it's kind of appropriate for these stages because they are a bit weird. Especially when I'm being chased by this giant furry mutant Pac-Man and these bright colors right here. It's kind of oddly bizarre, you know? Alright. Come on, anytime now. There we go, we got a hit. We have a hit. Alright, at some point, after enough hits, giant furry mutant Pac-Man will get mad like so, and summon these blocks that will actually bounce around. And if a spike ball were to bounce on this thing, well, it can actually bounce back and actually hurt Sonic, so you want to be careful there. I got lucky right there and managed to kill it on the next try. And with giant furry mutant Pac-Man's death, we have finished the level. We have finished the final level of the game. If you didn't buy any DLCs or anything, that is. And with that, I am not going to finish this game with my fight of giant furry mutant Pac-Man. No. I'm not going to end it right there, folks. I'm going to end the game with some sort of dignity, you know? Now, earlier, you may have seen this clock tower appear with good old Knights back in Windy Hill. Well, now it's time to actually visit this place because, well, it's a special DLC you can get if you get an early copy of the game, you know? Basically, you get the game early. It has to be the quote-unquote Deadly 6 edition. If you get that, you pretty much guarantee the DLC. Basically, you get it, you enter the code, you download it onto your Wii, and as soon as you start playing the game, bada bing, bada bang, well, yeah. As you can see here, Sonic will lay down, go to sleep, and we enter Nightmare Zone. Ooh. Alright, here we are in what apparently is Windy Hill. And then we get the blue chips and the rings that Knights usually flies through in the game. And hi, Wise Man. Yeah, that's Wise Man, the big bad of the Knights series. So yeah, he comes in, does his freaky thing, turns everything all black and white. And from there on, we are entering a boss rush, as it were. Basically, the idea of this place is we have the Deadly Six teaming up with a boss from the Knights series. Take, for example, Zaz right here. This is Zaz fighting alongside Puffy. Yeah. And folks, if this looks very familiar, it's because, well, yeah, they're pretty much reskins of the Zone 2 bosses, and they're not really complete, as it were. I mean, all we have to do is just knock Zaz off Puffy, and we're done. And here we are, we have Zalmom teaming up with Wise Man. Why is Zalmom teaming up with the Big Bad? Well, basically what we have to do is land on Wise Man's hand, and we're done, really. And yeah. Yeah, folks, this whole Deadly Six edition is, well, to be honest, it's underwhelming, you know? You just have to remember what you did in Zone 2 of a certain boss fight and get her done, you know? Like, take, for example, we have Master Zik teaming up with Gulpo. And if you remember the whole Tropical Coast Zone 2 fight and lead the apple to the grinder, you have to lead Gulpo down to the swirling vortex of death. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, again, this DLC is a bit underwhelming, as it were. I'd expect a little bit more, you know? I mean, it was advertised and all, but yeah. Well, that character there, it could either be Knights or Riala. I can't tell, really, because it's all black and white. Because, in a sense, they pretty much look the same, you know? For some reason. I mean, I can't really tell. Alright, and here we have good old Xena teaming up with Claws. Wait, is that right? Claws? Yeah, is that Claws? Yeah, it's Claws. Yeah, my knowledge of Knights is a bit limited, though. I mean, to be fair, I haven't had a chance to play the Knights games at all. I probably should, since they are available for DLC on certain consoles. I probably should get on to it. So, yeah, I mean, it looks pretty fun, you know? And some of that music, the music that I'm hearing, it does kind of remind me of, well, to be fair, it's also Knights music, but it also reminds me of the Casinopolis Knights board, because, well, that's the only other time that Knights is acknowledged in a Sonic game. Well, as far as I'm aware, I could be mistaken. But it is nice for Sega to actually show some sort of respect for their other property other than Sega. I mean, other than Sonic. Well, Sonic is Sega. Or Sega is Sonic. Whatever. Anyway, we have this fight against Jackal right here, teaming up with Zor. And yeah, that was a fight. Whatever. And last but not least, we have Zavik teaming up with, let's see, this creature is called Gillwing. And this one will take a while because, well, this is the final fight right here. And this will take a while, so, yeah. But again, if you know what to do during the Zone 2 fight, you pretty much got this, no problem. No problem at all. So, is it worth your trouble to get the Deadly Six edition just to get this, pretty much a subpar bonus? Well, if you're a fan of Knights, fan of those games, go ahead, sure. Otherwise, you can skip it entirely. I mean, it's just there. It's a free download. Well, I suppose if it's free, you might as well take it, you know? So, yeah. I just wish there could have been more to it, you know? Instead of just reskinning the bosses. That's my only problem. Alright. Now, I know for sure that is definitely nice, because soon we will go back to being all colorful and cheery again. See, like so? And, yeah. See, we're spinning just like Knights. Now, there's the thing. What gender is Knights? Now, I've heard somewhere that Knights is actually a girl. But Okay. I prefer knights to be more androgynous because I mean, he looks androgynous, you know? So, yeah. And in the end, instead of freeing animals from capsules, we have to free these things, which I believe are called. Let's see, let me take a look. What the heck are they? They are knight. It's a knight capturer that's capturing the Knightopeons. If that's how it's pronounced, I can't pronounce it correctly. So yeah. Anyway, once we beat Nightmare Zone, it disappears. And I got a bomb whisk. Yay. And let's see here. And yeah, in order to make this zone reappear, well, you have to collect 100,000 points. So yeah. And that's pretty much it, folks. That's it for Sonic Lost World. Again, it is a polarizing game. It's a game not everyone will enjoy. I know some people will enjoy. I mean, if you're into that sort of thing. And I think the patch that was released recently, it definitely helped with. It will definitely help with some of the frustration, you know, actually getting 100 rings for an extra life. I like that. And that whole controlling most of the wisp using the analog stick instead of the whole, tilting your gamepad this way, that way, this way. It definitely relieved some of the frustration, you know. So, if you're going to go try out this game or play this game at all, just be careful, okay? Expect some frustration, expect some headache, and yeah. So, yeah, for my next Sonic game, I'm going to go back to the basics, you know? I'm going to go back to the beginning for this one, okay? So, until then, folks, see you later, and have a good night.